This week at CPAC, conservative leaders are fighting back against the Democratic Party's ongoing love affair with socialism. Watch this.
Under the guise of Medicare for all and a Green New Deal, Democrats are embracing the same tired economic theories that have impoverished nations and stifled the liberties of millions. You know, Margaret Thatcher probably said it best. The trouble with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money.
They want to take your pickup truck. They want to rebuild your home. They want to take away your hamburgers. This is what Stalin dreamt about but never achieved.
Join us to put socialism on trial and then convict it.
Joining us now with a reaction, Fox News contributor Charlie Hurd, former Obama economic advisor Austin Goolsbee, and the person you just saw in that video, host of America First on Salem Radio, Sebastian Gorka. Thank you, all three of you, for joining us on this beautiful Friday night. Austin, Democrats are not hiding. Yes. They're not hiding at all. They put in socialism right there front and center, and they are going for it. It's only March 1st, and they are laying out everything from a Green Deal to Medicare for all to, I mean, but it's going to cost, and you're a financial guy, hundreds of trillions of dollars. How in the world do they think this is going to sell to the American people?
Well, you have chosen the most extreme cases to try to make your point, and I think you got two dangers in that. First, if you go to that CPAC meeting where you took those speeches and you find the most extreme people at that meeting, they are wackadoodle nuts. And if you were going to try to cast the entire Republican Party as what somebody that was on the most extreme thought, it would not be accurate. But the second is, as we go into 2020, as you talk up that this is going to be a socialist takeover, it's going to be like calling the poodle killer. People are going to see things like a Medicare choice for all, which is supported by 73% of America and more than 50% of Republicans. And they're going to say, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe it's not socialism at all.
No. Austin, there are more than 100 people that have co-sponsored a bill that says there will not be any private insurance out there. And Sebastian, you were there. You were one of the speakers there. Wackadoodle nuts, I think, is what Austin was referring to you as. What was the feeling there?
When the left
I didn't say Sebastian. I said the extremists.
When the left have no arguments, they go ad hominem. Austin is just being another perfect example of when the left runs out of any ideas. We're the wackadoodles. Seriously, when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talks about flatulent cows and you've got to stop eating your cheeseburgers, we're the extremists. They want to ban every single private vehicle that runs on gas and disallow you from using airplanes, and we're the extremists. This is the left in a nutshell. The radicals have taken over the Democrat Party. This is a party that isn't just saying, don't eat meat anymore. This is a party that says it is okay to kill babies after they are born. The butcher of Richmond, Ralph Northam, the governor of New York, the radicals have taken over the asylum, and I guess Austin is one of them.
Now, I want to be careful calling each other names here, but Charlie, we're talking about...
I didn't call Sebastian any names.
Well, he was one of the prime speakers today.
There.
Well, he was one of the prime speakers today. Charlie, these are bills that have been introduced into Congress. Yeah. They've been embraced by the major 2020 candidates on the left, have they not?
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, the standard that was set by Bernie Sanders 2 years ago in the campaign that Hillary Clinton wound up stealing from him, you know, he set the standard. Every other candidate running this time around just about has picked up the mantle of that democratic socialism. And the thing that people have to remember is, you know, socialism is not a platform of ideas and services and free stuff that they're going to give away. Socialism is a form of tyranny. It's a form of running the government so that you control people's lives at the all the way down to what they put in their mouths. And that is a very real thing. That's not something that's made up. And you can go back over the past 100 years And you can see 100 million people have perished, have been killed under that kind of tyranny. And the funny thing is, when Republicans try to address this stuff seriously, and they talk about the cost of something like the new Green Deal or Green Dream or whatever it is, there's no money. We underestimate the power of socialism. Socialism doesn't need money. They have prisons. They can make people work. And that's what socialism is. And you can try to dress it up any way you want, but that is undeniably what socialism is, and we have to combat it at its root.
And Austin, again, you're a numbers guy. We're talking about two of the biggest deals between the new Green Deal and Medicare for All. Is that not hundreds of trillions of dollars?
No, it's not. A, that's not hundreds of trillions. B, I'm not a socialist. I'm an economics professor. Socialism doesn't work. What they're talking about with Medicare for All, there are many different bills. You're choosing only the most extreme one that was put forward by Bernie Sanders. The Congressional Budget Office
all the
says
2020
that
contenders
if you
have embraced it. All these 2020 contenders who embraced it.
The 2020 candidates, Bernie Sanders is in favor of his own bill, which would cost a lot, not $100 trillion, but a lot. And I am not the Bernie Sanders fans are not a big fan of mine because I have said that it would be very expensive. But the Medicare for All that involves everyone being able to choose to buy into Medicare, the Congressional Budget Office says that saves money compared to the current system. It doesn't cost anything. It's literally less expensive than what we have now. So
no, when you move 170, Austin,
extreme,
when you move 170 million people off of their private insurance, which is way too far to the right. Sebastian, how do you see this moving forward? I mean, Democrats have painted into their corner. They have painted themselves as socialists.
The former director of the CBO, the independent, but completely neutral CBO, crunched the numbers last week. I discussed it on my show. Every single American will have to fund the Green New Deal to the cost of $300,000 per person who's alive in America. Those are the figures. And every single person who is an official candidate for the presidency in the Democrats has signed on to Ocasio's deal. This is the insanity. Your guest, Charlie, is absolutely right. Socialism is controlling every aspect of your life. If they control your health care, they've got everything. If they want to control what you are eating, that is totalitarianism. And she said it. Look, Ocasio said it. We've got to stop eating cheeseburgers. It's insanity, Jason. Insanity.
Charlie, how do you see younger people? I mean, younger people are more idealistic. They don't have as much life experience. But is this a winning message with, somebody who's in their 20s and, hey, it sounds great, everything for free?
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think that there is some allure to it. Everybody likes free stuff. Everybody likes the cheapest thing that they can get. The problem is that we've done a poor job of reminding them. Ever since the Soviet Union fell, we do a poor job of reminding people just how terrible a way of life that is. And we have a perfect example in Venezuela right now. Everybody should see it and watch it. But we have to do a better job of illustrating just how terrifying and dangerous this is. And Austin, I'm so glad you're against socialism, but I wish that your party would have a CPAC and you could take all the people that are running for president and go and talk to them and explain to them how terrible socialism is, because it's really, really frightening, and it's very disheartening to see in this day and age a party where an alarming number of its leaders, or at least the people that are seeking to lead the party, have fully embraced the concept of it.
And I want to give Austin and Sebastian, I've got just 10 seconds for each. Where is this going? The Democrats candidates for president are going further and further to the left, are they not?
They're not going to socialism, and I just caution you guys to be careful because you're trumping it up like it's going to be the biggest socialist takeover ever. And when people see what it actually is, they're going to say, that doesn't seem so bad. And then you guys are going to seem like you're out to lunch.
Well, somebody is actually reading the text of the bill, and I got to tell you, that is the direction that it is going. Sebastian.
we'll all be out to lunch if they ban cheeseburgers, steak, and everything you want to eat. Bernie Sanders, I played the audio on my show today. Bernie Sanders was asked, does the Green New Deal go far enough? And Bernie said, it doesn't go far enough. The lunatics have taken over the asylum, Jason.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you all being here tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.